So these are just my quick thoughts about the final season of Power, season 5, episode 2. And shout outs to Unique. We'll get into his situation, but this guy, man, just salute. Let's just say that. But it was a lot going on with this episode. They're really building up for the last, well, we have 6 more episodes, and this will be the final, but they're really building up these characters, and we know where it's going or what's going to happen or what we think. But let's get into first Stefano. Stefano, he's kicked Rock out of Queens, out of the South Side. So she's moving on to Manhattan. Her and Marvin are moving on to Manhattan to bigger and better things. So this is a new beginning because think about it. They've been in Queens hustling for a long time. But you don't want to cross Stefano, and that's not what she's going to do. So she's moving on to Queens. She's messing with the new boss lady, and they're going to get together. It's going to be 2 boss women out here running Manhattan. So that's one of the new plots I'm seeing that's going to be, I guess, part of this season finale. But also, man, the mob, the Italians, Stefano, his people took out Phil, and Phil's own guy jumped out the car, and they lit that car up, and they erased Phil. Man, Phil went out sad. He told his wife, he'll be back soon. He'll see her soon, or whatever he said. She was scared, but his driver, he's been outside all night. He had to go get some breakfast, and he hopped out the car, and he set Phil up, and Stefano's people erased Phil. So Phil is no longer with us. So yeah, it's going to be a lot going on with the mob for sure. I don't know what's going to happen on that side of the game, but we'll see the last 6 episodes. But let's get into Kanan. So Kanan, he's still walking around like he has no clue what happened to Lou, Uncle Lou. But we know that he knows what actually happened. And also, when the cops run into his place and he starts questioning them about Famous, they don't know anything about it. So he's really questioning what happened to Famous. You could tell by his looks, he's really questioning. So I think that's going to come into play this season as well. But yeah, Marvin and Rock, they're going on to Manhattan. What else happened this episode? Let's talk about Unique. No, actually, let's get into Jukebox first. Jukebox, she's looking real scary. I think Jukebox, she's going to be the one that finds out what actually happened to Uncle Lou. We all see where her friend Aisha got hemmed up in her family. They go to the courthouse, or not to the courthouse, to the jail. He starts explaining what, her whole family is into. But Aisha, she held it down. But when Aisha goes back to Juke to explain, they question her. Juke just looks scary. It looks like Juke is becoming she's always been kind of heartless. You can see it coming, but it seems like she's just more heartless this season. But it's crazy just thinking about it because, she tried to go erase that cop, but when the cop came out with his family, she did not do that. But thinking about this, she's been involved with a lot of cops over these seasons. Maybe that's the reason she becomes 5-0 on the original OG Power. I don't know. But yeah, she's been involved. If you go back to season 1 of Raising Kanan to season 5, she's always involved with the cops. That's maybe one of the reasons she became 5-0. But let's get into, I guess, let's go to Breeze. Breeze, he's another guy, man. You could tell in this episode, he was kind of filling Unique up, saying Unique is going to be part of the team and all this. But you can look in his eyes and tell he was not, telling Unique the truth. And Unique, he can actually feel it. So we saw at the beginning of the episode, Unique and his family, they were at the house. I don't know if it was in Jersey. I think it was in Jersey. They were at that house. Unique's girl and the kid, he went out there to visit them. But then Unique, he went back to the city. But, he was going to stay in the game. But he decided to get out of the game. It was his time. So he went back. He went back to his house. He grabbed his wife or whatever, his girl and his kid. and he actually left the game for a fresh start. That is so rare. So it looks like Unique is actually going to leave the game, and that's the end of Unique. That's the end of his character. So it seems like they're winding down. They're winding down some of these characters, and Unique made it out of a situation a couple seasons ago where we thought he was erased, but it looks like he's finally going to live a new life, and he has left New York. That does that does not happen in the game. But we all saw the Unique's man, Marvin, man, he erased him and all of the other dudes in the entire bar. Marvin is on a rampage. Marvin was looking for Unique because he thought Unique was the one who got rid of Lou. But we know it's not Lou. And with Unique out of the picture, will Marvin actually find out what happened to Lou? I don't know what's going to happen. This is going to be real interesting. I don't think we're going to see Unique again. I really believe this was the end. But yeah, I don't know what Marvin's going to do now. I mean, he already got rid of Unique's friend, everyone in the bar. But now he has to find a new target because he's going to find out what happened to Lou. Either Marvin or Unique, not Unique or Jukebox. I think either one of those characters are going to find out what actually happened to Lou. But let me know in the comments, how did you feel about episode 2 of the season finale? Great episode. These are just my quick thoughts. But let me know what you thought about this episode, and how do you feel about the last 6 remaining? Like I've said, this is the best spinoff when it comes to Power. So it's sad that it's going to be over soon, but it's been great so far. But let me know in the comments some of your predictions for the last 6 episodes.